Yes, sir. Coming with a recap from the fight this past weekend. Fury got the TKO win over Deontay Wilder. For the most part, Fury was manhandling Wilder throughout the whole fight. Once he connected with that first shot early in the fight, Wilder was experiencing flashbacks, and he already had it from there. Wilder kind of came in with a game plan, throwing jabs to the body, but you weren't throwing any jabs to the head, so that's not really going to affect Fury. He already has a weight advantage on you, so those jab shots, yes, you probably are setting the low so you can aim high with that powerful punch that you relied too much on, because you're exerting too much energy while you're trying to land that knockout punch, because that's the only way that Wilder was going to get the victory. With Fury being the better skilled fighter, having the weight advantage, and having the endurance and the stamina that he has, the only shot that Wilder had in this fight was to knock him out. But that didn't work, and it's been shown that once he knocks him down, Fury has the ability to get up. You can see right here between the punches thrown and landed that he only landed 72 out of 355 to Fury's 150 to 385. He was relying too heavily on that right hand punch, bro. Relying too heavily. And I remember talking to my guy before the fight was going to take place and whatnot. And it's like you want to root for Wilder, you know what I mean? You want to root for him to do great and whatnot, but you already understand that his opponent is a better match. So you already skeptic of what you're talking about because you already kind of understand what the outcome is going to be. If he doesn't land that right punch, and he was going for it heavily. But when Fury finally knocked him down, for people that was watching the fight, Brian Kenny and Lennox Lewis, they jumped up with excitement like, wow, because this was a great fight, a great heavyweight match. You could look at Andre Ward's face, and he was sitting there salty. So we're going to hear about his take on this fight and the future of Wilder and Fury.
Yeah, everybody in the building should thank those two for a spectacular fight. Fury connected on 150 punches to Wilder's 72, according to CompuBox. That's the most punches anyone has ever landed on Wilder. The fight featured 5 combined knockdowns, with Wilder going down 3 times and Fury twice, both of them in the 4th round. Let's bring in the Hall of Famer, undefeated pound-for-pound champion Andre Ward, to break this down some more. So, Dre, we looked at the numbers, but it was clear toward the end of this fight that this was going to come down to will, which man was going to be able to outlast the other. Why was it Tyson Fury who outlasted Deontay Wilder?
I just think it was the particular shot that Tyson Fury landed. I mean, Deontay Wilder landed his shot. Obviously, we saw he hurt Tyson Fury multiple times. He dropped him multiple times. He just happened to have a little bit more in the tank and was able to get that knockout shot in the way that he did tonight.
All right, so
most definitely, blows were being thrown, blows were being landed, but let's be honest about the situation. Fury did not have a little bit more left in the tank than Wilder. He had a lot more left in the tank. It's not even close, to the point that it looked like he was ready to perform a post-match concert. I'm talking 3 to 5 songs. This man, after the interview, you're catching your wind, this man wants to sing a whole verse and a hook. Does that make any sense? At the top of his lungs. The level of stamina and endurance from this big man is pretty remarkable. So to talk about he had a little bit more left in the tank, it's not even close. That added muscle mass in pounds that Wilder added prior to this fight probably did more harm than good.
now the heavyweight division belongs to Tyson Fury. Anthony Joshua lost his last fight, so that all-British showdown lost some of its luster. So where does Fury go from here?
Man, I think Fury needs to get some rest. That's what Fury needs to do. When you fight this kind of fight like tonight, don't even call me about a fight. I don't want to talk about a fight for at least another 3-4 months. I need to unplug, let my body recuperate and regenerate. And he needs to fight the winner of Usyk and Joshua, the rematch. He needs to fight that fight, try to get the undisputed championship, collect all the belts, and then ride off into the sunset.
Dre, they say as the heavyweight division goes, so goes boxing. What did this fight do for heavyweight boxing, as great of a battle as it was?
Well, people love to say that boxing is dying, and I beg to differ. Boxing is alive and well, and you're right. Boxing does go as the heavy.
Let's be honest. When you got it to the point that celebrities, quote unquote, are coming into the boxing ring just to make money and for entertainment purposes, boxing is dying. So for the most part, people that have a strong interest in boxing, they need to cut that bullshit out. Nobody wants to watch the Paul brothers box anybody. Doesn't matter if Floyd coming out of retirement, that shit doesn't matter.
Division goes, because there's no division quite like the heavyweight division. You see all kind of athletes from different sports. You see A-list celebrities come out because they know that any moment from one punch, the fight can be over, and that kind of intrigue and that kind of suspense draws people. So we didn't just have a matchup tonight. We had a modern day classic. So that is a wonderful thing for the sport of boxing. And I hope it also inspires other young champions to be willing to step up and face the other tough guy in their division, to not just say that they're great, but prove it.
And that sums it up. It pretty much was a classic for the casual fan. For people that don't really follow boxing that much, it definitely was something for you to watch on Saturday night. And Fury got the best. Let's see how the future goes for the future of boxing. I'm out.